video I posted, I realized I combined several experiences together, and that really wasn't creating a clear picture of what was happening back then. And I'm just going to focus on one experience at a time, but I want to have the full experience for y'all and kind of let y'all like go through what's happening in y'all minds as I'm telling y'all what's happening. So this experience happened in May of 2015. It was right after my grandaunt passed, give or take a few days. And it's nighttime, I'm in my bed, the TV's on, but I'm not paying attention to the TV. My mind is awake, but my eyes are tired, but I cannot go to sleep. So I don't force myself to go to sleep. What I do is I put on some music. I put on Prince, Purple Rain. It was Prince at the time, okay, and I have not heard Purple Rain in a long time. So I decided to put that on. Alright. So as I'm listening to Purple Rain, I have these thoughts come on, and then my thoughts, they completely stopped. So as I'm listening to Purple Rain, my first focus is on the music. I'm listening to the music for like a couple of minutes, and then my focus shifts to the lyrics. So as I'm listening to the lyrics of Purple Rain, my eyes, they're no longer on the TV. You know, the TV's still there, but it's like it's not there in my vision. So the TV's not there. I just close my eyes for a little bit. I'm not going to sleep, I'm just resting my eyes. And all of a sudden I feel like there's a dip at the end of my bed. But then I get to thinking, that's not a dip, that's not a dip. So I was thinking somebody was in my bed, or her spirit was sitting down on my bed telling me she's okay. No, I didn't see no presence, none of that. None of that stuff that people described what they're seeing, you know, when they get a visitation from a loved one or whatever. No, I realized I'm floating. I'm floating up out of my bed for some reason. I don't know why. And the music, I can no longer hear the music anymore. And like, I can't hear anything anymore. So that's going. So I'm floating. I can't move. I can't speak. And I can't control anything. So I just let it happen. And as I'm letting it happen, I'm praying to God, please don't let me die. Please don't let the devil woman get me. And I'm praying. And after I said that, you know, I came back down. Physically, I can feel my bed. I can move my fingers. And I turned and shift positions, shift to my left and right side. The floating still came back. And I'm like, what in the world? What is happening? What is going on? Why is this still happening? I shifted sides. It should not be happening. And eventually I just decided to get up and walk around. And then when I got back into the bed, I was able to fall asleep. So all that was going on. And what I realized is there were no words. I didn't have any words in 2015 for what that was. I'm new at this. I don't know what that stuff is. And looking at it today, I realized that it was sleep paralysis, but also my conscious mind is picking up some type of my conscious mind is like it's going into the music. It's like it's taking me into the music, and I was experiencing like some type of immersion. I'll fix it if I got it wrong, but that's kind of what it was with Purple Rain. That's what I'm learning it is today. And I realized that connecting everything that happened to music with my granddad passing, and then to music like Purple Rain. Purple Rain is this deeply spiritual, like if you listen to the words, it's more spiritual, like immersive type of music. And with my emotions being so open at the time, and being that I was emotional, it kind of had me to a point where I was able to absorb the emotion of that music, and my mind was able to take me to a place where something, the music and immersion, I'm guessing was that something was able to connect together for the first time. And that's where it stopped at. So hopefully I wasn't rambling too long in this video, y'all, but that is my first experience from 2015.